In this video, though, I'm going to be talking about how I drew the lines from patient care to patient abuse and neglect, and from patient abuse and neglect to a crime being committed. Okay, I am hoping that these videos are viewed and spread around. Don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, share, follow button, follow me so that you can keep up with this story, because what happened to my daughter can happen to anybody. Okay, nobody is immune from patient abuse. Nobody. Now, you might get better care, for example, if they know that you're a celebrity, if they know that you're the cop's kid, if they know that you're a politician, or you're married to a politician, or you're the parent of somebody important. If they know that, you're going to get grade A treatment. Okay, but 99 point whatever percent of us do not fall in that category. We are just regular people, and we don't get the treatment that everybody should get, whether we're famous or not. Okay, so y'all already know that. So I'm just going to read to you what I have in this dossier. My opening statement: Keisha Marie White, 26, died from a anoxic brain injury, lack of oxygen to the brain, while in vest and bilateral wrist restraints. Now, bilateral means both sides. So both wrists were restrained to the bed, along with a posy vest. Okay. Now, I told you in one of the earlier videos that they put it on her because she wanted to lay on the floor. She was showing signs of lack of oxygen to the brain. She was hot. She was noted as being confused and agitated. The nurse put in the records that she was refusing to be connected to cardiac leads, which, if she's confused, any lawyers out there? If she's confused, how can a confused patient legally make those kind of choices regarding care? Especially when I was present part of the time. I mean, I was in and out the room. I talked to people. I walked past people. If they had a problem with my daughter any other time in the 3.5 weeks that she was there, they always came to me and told me what the issue was. And then we would talk about it. And, in front of her, so that we could all come to an agreement of how we're going to proceed forward. Okay. But she was not combative. I know somebody might be wondering, why is she in restraints? She must have been fighting. No, she just wanted to lay on the floor. She was not combative at all. She was not trying to fight anybody. Hell, she didn't have the strength to try to fight anybody. She didn't have the oxygen to try to fight anybody. Okay, so moving on. Saturday, May 10th, 2014, at Vidant Medical Center in Greenville, North Carolina. The nurse assigned to White's care was RN Linda Leathers Brixton, which again is on a public document, okay? Who was a seasoned veteran in the field with 22 years and 9 months experiencing and practicing medical surgical nursing. Now, that is just based on some information that was in one of the documents I got from the Board of Nursing. If it is incorrect, I did not make it up. I drew this information from that document given by that agency. The evidence will show that Brixton did murder White according to North Carolina law. Now, I have been told in the past this case did not meet the elements of murder. They said that I needed 1, mens rea, which is the intent. Intent can be purposely, knowingly, or recklessly. Those words come from the Model Penal Code. The U.S. Supreme Court defines intent as purposely, knowingly, or recklessly. Okay? Recklessly stands out because authorities have insisted no crime has been committed in the death of Keisha White. So, the second element of murder, actus reus. That is a voluntary act or omission of a legal duty to act. Number 3, concurrence. There was an intent and act, or an intent and omission to act. Okay? So the concurrence means that one and two has to happen. Both of them have to happen. You have to have the intent, which can be inferred from purposely, knowingly, or reckless actions. Okay, and then or done recklessly, and then the act itself or the omission of the act itself. Okay, number 4, causation, which means caused harm. And number 5, the actual harm. So my daughter is dead, so we know that there was harm. The ultimate harm happened. Okay, so let's talk about first degree murder. In the state of North Carolina, first degree murder includes murders perpetrated by means of imprisonment, torture, and premeditation. And that is listed under the North Carolina General Statutes number 14-17, murder in the first and second degree. Imprisonment. According to the medical records, Keisha White was found lifeless while in restraints. White was also noted to be found cold and unresponsive by a care partner at 5:55 a.m. White demonstrated signs of hypoxia, or lack of oxygen, for several hours prior to a vest and bilateral wrist restraints being applied. White, Linda Brigson violated law, in my opinion. Okay, 482.13E9. This is according to, because I have a footnote. I put footnotes in this thing. Okay, according to the DHHS report, the law was violated by violating the patient's rights by failing to release restraints at the earliest possible time, by failing to release the restraints when the patient was resting quietly while in cardiac arrest. So in other words, when she fell asleep, the restraints were supposed to be removed because the risk of her getting out of bed was gone because she was asleep. White was imprisoned instead of treated because she was put in restraints. Part of the treatment included continued oxygen therapy as per physician's orders. Vidant Medical Center employs sitters. A sitter is required to have nurse's aide or nurse's assistant certification, but the sitter's job is to sit with patients who needed constant watching. The sitter is in a position to eliminate the so-called need for restraints. Restraining a nonviolent patient to a bed demonstrates the laziness of a nurse and or nursing staff who does not want to be bothered to make their job easier. If restraints are said to be applied due to White pulling off her cardiac leads, it is a common practice by nurses to apply the leads to the patient's back. This option was not attempted. In White's case, had the nursing staff properly cared for her, restraints would not have been needed for the purpose of keeping her in bed, for the purpose of maintaining cardiac monitoring. She needed oxygen. She needed to breathe. And she was denied oxygen. She was denied breath. That's one of the reasons why I would say first degree murder charges are necessary for this case. But we're going to go through all the levels, okay?